Hey everyone, have you ever felt that knot in your stomach when you have to make a big decision? That feeling of being totally lost in a fog of what-ifs. It's a paralyzing feeling, right? We've all been there, whether it's deciding on a new career path, making a significant financial investment, or even just figuring out a major life change. The fear of the unknown can be overwhelming. It makes us hesitate, second-guess ourselves, and sometimes we end up doing nothing at all, stuck right where we started. But what if I told you there's a simple, powerful way to cut through that fog and turn that fear into confidence? It's not a magic trick or some secret formula. It's something we all have access to: knowledge. Think about it this way. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a dark, unfamiliar forest. You have to get to the other side, but you can't see the path. You hear strange noises, and your imagination runs wild with all the things that could go wrong. That's fear. Now imagine someone hands you a detailed map and a powerful flashlight. Suddenly, the forest doesn't seem so scary. You can see the trail, you can identify the landmarks, and you can anticipate the twists and turns. The fear doesn't just vanish, but it transforms. It becomes manageable. That map, that flashlight, that's what knowledge does for us in our daily lives. This idea that awareness removes fear is incredibly powerful. Let's take a common example: personal finance. The idea of investing can be terrifying for a lot of people. The stock market seems like a chaotic casino where you could lose everything. But what happens when you start to learn? You read about different investment strategies. You understand concepts like diversification and compound interest. You look at historical data. Suddenly, it's not just a big scary monster. You see patterns. You understand risk. The numbers become clear. Instead of making panicked decisions based on news headlines, you start making calm, calculated choices that align with your long-term goals. Knowledge gives you control. You're no longer a passenger on a roller coaster. You're the one operating the controls. This applies to so many other areas of life. Worried about your health? Instead of endlessly scrolling through terrifying symptoms online, you can learn about nutrition, exercise, and preventative care. You can gather real data about your own body, maybe through a fitness tracker or regular checkups. When you have this information, you can have a much more productive conversation with your doctor. You can make informed lifestyle choices, not out of fear, but out of a genuine desire to take care of yourself. The numbers and the facts empower you to take charge of your well-being. Even in our careers, knowledge is the ultimate game changer. Feeling stuck in your job, afraid to ask for a raise or look for a new position. The fear comes from uncertainty. Will they say no? Am I good enough? What if I fail? But what if you started gathering information? Research salary benchmarks for your role and experience level. Identify the skills that are in high demand in your industry and start learning them. Update your resume to highlight your accomplishments with concrete numbers and results. When you walk into a negotiation armed with data, you're not just hoping for the best, you're presenting a case. You're demonstrating your value. That clarity builds an incredible sense of confidence. You know your worth because you've done the research. The key here is to realize that fear often thrives in the absence of information. It fills the void with worst-case scenarios. But when you start filling that void with facts, with data, with a clear understanding of the situation, the fear has less room to grow. You begin to see the path forward. Your choices become less about avoiding a negative outcome and more about pursuing a positive one. You shift from a defensive mindset to an offensive one. You're no longer just reacting to life. You're actively shaping it. So, the next time you feel that wave of fear or anxiety about a decision, take a step back. Ask yourself, what information am I missing? What can I learn that will make this situation clearer? Start small. Read an article, watch a documentary, talk to an expert, look at the numbers. Each piece of knowledge you gain is like turning on another light in a dark room. Slowly but surely, the entire space becomes illuminated, and you can see exactly where you need to go. Knowledge truly is power, the power to overcome fear and create the life you want. And subscribe for more content on building a more confident and intentional life. See you in the next video.